Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome back. We're so glad you're here on this holiday weekend, July 4th. And you'll hopefully be celebrating with your family and friends very soon. But that's right, eating lots of good food, Peter. That's not what we're here to talk about this morning, although I hope you get to celebrate. We're in 1 Kings chapter 13, and we have been talking about the reign of Jeroboam. So Jeroboam in 1 Kings 13, let's look at verse number 1. It says, "And behold, there came a man of God out of Judah by the word of the Lord unto Bethel, and Jeroboam stood by the altar to burn incense." So Jeroboam is standing at the altar. A man of God comes to talk to him and deliver a message. And he actually comes, in the way the Bible words it, he's talking to the altar in verse 2. "And he cried against the altar in the word of the Lord and said, O altar, altar, thus saith the Lord, behold, a child shall be born unto the house of David, Josiah by name, and upon thee shall he offer the priests of the high places that burn incense upon thee, and men's bones shall be burnt upon thee." Sorry, guys, the curve of my Bible, I couldn't follow the lines right. So the man of God comes and he says, Josiah is going to be born. He's going to be king. He's going to be of the line of David. And he explains the destruction of that altar that's right there. He says this is going to be destroyed. The man of God gives a sign that same day, saying, "This is a sign which the Lord hath spoken. Behold, the altar shall be rent, and the ashes that are upon it shall be poured out." So King Jeroboam standing there is like, wait a minute, this altar is going to be destroyed. He reaches out his hand. He says, "Get that man." He tells them. And then his hand won't move. It's stuck. It won't move. He can't pull it back. And King Jeroboam, he gets worried because his hand is stuck like that, and he starts to panic and he starts to worry. Who do you think, when he's in such a need, who do you think he's going to turn to? Peter's going to try to help me out there. It says, "And it came to pass," verse 4, "when King Jeroboam heard the saying of the man of God which had cried against the altar in Bethel, that he put forth his hand from the altar, saying, Lay hold on him. And his hand which he put forth against him dried up, so that he could not pull it in again to him." Verse 5, "The altar also was rent, and the ashes poured out from the altar, according to the sign which the man of God had given by the word of the Lord." So exactly what the man of God had said happened. That altar was destroyed just like he said it would be. Well, when Jeroboam's hand gets stuck like that, he actually pleads with the man of God. He says, "Pray, please, ask God to fix my hand. Please, please, please." And he begs him that he would fix his hand. Verse 6, "And the king answered and said unto the man of God, Entreat now the face of the Lord thy God, and pray for me, that my hand may be restored me again. And the man of God besought the Lord, and the king's hand was restored him again, and became as it was before." So his hand was stuck. He asked the man of God, "Pray, talk to God for me, please." And he does, and his hand is restored. And so Jeroboam says, come back to my house. Let's eat, let's drink, let's celebrate. Let me give you a gift for what you've done for me. And the man of God says, "No, I can't. God told me I can't eat, I cannot drink, and I even have to return a different way than I came." He says, that's right, your water there, Peter. God had told the man of God to not eat or drink and to go back another way. He says, "If you gave me half of your kingdom, I wouldn't even come, because I cannot disobey God." Verse 9, "For so was it charged me by the word of the Lord, saying, Eat no bread, nor drink water, nor turn again by the way that thou camest. So he went another way, and returned not by the way that he came to Bethel." So he rejects Jeroboam. He's like, "No, I can't. I've got to go back another way." So if you read ahead this week, you'll find the next part of the story. But what do you think? Is he going to make it all the way home? Or is he going to have to stop for some water along the way? Is he going to get too hungry and have to stop and eat? He turned down the king. That's pretty important person to turn down. Is he going to obey and go home like he should? But while you're waiting to find that out next week, because we're going to talk about his trip home, and if you do want to read ahead, that's in 1 Kings 13. But boys and girls, is it important to obey God? Is it important to worship God and put no one else before him? We find throughout Jeroboam's life that he set up false gods and false worship, and he's worshiped other gods instead of God. And God's going to judge him for that. God is going to take care of that situation. Boys and girls, as you go throughout this week, make sure that you put God first, that you're not putting someone in the place that God should be in. And then make sure you obey, just like this man of God obeyed in today's story. Make sure that you are obeying God and you're obeying your authorities just like God tells us to do. I hope you have a happy 4th of July. It's one of my favorite holidays.